This video will be a wrap-up for the month of June, everything I read this month, and I listened to a book as well. So it was a pretty light reading month. I only completed 3 books and I listened to 1 book. I'm really deep into a 4th book, and that's why I'm kind of counting that as 3/4. But it's summer here in Montana. We had a chance, the wife and I, we had a chance to go to Yellowstone National Park. Had a blast. I am gonna put some pictures and some footage at the end of this video if you want to check that out. It was overall great. The weather was supposed to be kind of nasty and it ended up being nice. So there wasn't that many people in the park and we saw a lot of the sights, saw tons of animals. The highlight was my wife spotted a black bear. We were the first ones to spot it. We pulled over. Other people started pulling over on the side of the road too, like happens when they see someone on the side of the road expecting some kind of animal. And it was really cool. It had a cub with it. We didn't see it first, and we were using the binoculars. We didn't get a lot of good photos of it because we were taking photos with our phone. But it was really cool to watch this little cub. It was shimmying up trees. It was hanging from branches. It was just kind of being a little crazy guy running around this field. So that was kind of the highlight of the animals there at Yellowstone. We also have some things going around the house, some outdoor renovations, so kind of been working on that too. But let's get into the books I completed. So the first book I completed was Dandelion Wine by Ray Bradbury. This is actually all 3 books that I read are part of the series I'm doing, the Masterpieces of Science Fiction. So I have a review up for this on the channel if you're interested in that. It's a spoiler-free review. Then I finished listening to an audiobook called A Wild Idea, and this was by Jonathan Franklin, and it had to do with the life of Doug Tompkins. And Doug Tompkins was the guy who kind of founded North Face and then sold it and then started a clothing company called Esprit. Now it did really well, so he had all this money and he pursued a lot of his passions, which was flying around and visiting nature, and he ended up later in life kind of putting a lot of effort into preservation, and he spent a lot of time down in Patagonia and helped get a lot of those national parks off the ground. The guy himself, he was kind of polarizing, kind of different, but what he accomplished in life is pretty cool. Not the best audiobook I've listened to, but it was still okay. Then I read book 2 of the Mars trilogy. This is Green Mars by Kim Stanley Robinson, and this was good. I did a review of it, so if you want to watch the spoiler-free review, you can. And that's all I'll say about that right now. And then I finished Invasion of the Body Snatchers by Jack Finney. This was really interesting. It was better than I thought. And it read a little older, a little campy, but it had a pretty cool idea, and I thought it was overall pretty good. So I did a video on that too if you're interested in that. And then right now I'm about 3/4 of the way through with Blue Mars. So this is the final book in the Mars trilogy. So I'll be wrapping that up here pretty soon. And when I do a review for this book, I'm going to go ahead and spoil the whole series. I figure anyone that wants to watch a review of a book 3 has probably read the whole series. So I'm going to choose this video to spoil the whole series. And then I did get a copy of a collection of short stories that Kim Stanley Robinson wrote. It's called The Martians, and it has to do with all the characters, and it kind of fits in, from what I understand, through the whole course of the trilogy. Maybe even some before and after. So I will get around to maybe slowly reading those short stories. And then when I complete that, I might do an overall spoiler-free trilogy plus short story collection kind of overview. Trying to kind of recommend it to the right type of people. I don't think this series is for everyone so far, but I'm enjoying most of it. There's definitely some problems with it too. Mostly just, you know, the lengthiness of it and some sections. But if you want more of that, just watch those video reviews as they come out, or the two that I've already done. So that's about it for the month. I do anticipate finishing this here quickly, and then I've got lots of options here. I knew this one would kind of slow me down when I got to this book as part of the series, because I wasn't just going to read the book 2, and I wasn't just going to read book 1 and 2. I wanted to read the whole trilogy. So this kind of derailed some of the books that I wanted to read, but I'm glad I'm reading it. I'm almost done. And then I'll probably jump into some shorter books that are part of the series and crank a few of those out. I also got a recommendation from a viewer that I might slip in there too. It's another 200-page book or something, almost like a novella. So that's what I got going on, and if you want to stick around, I'm going to end this video with some pictures of the trip we did in Yellowstone. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.